Ladies and gentlemen, is Joe Burrow the modern day Andrew Luck? If you guys do enjoy the video, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Peace. Boys, as you may know, Joe Burrow has been out or placed on IR due to a grade 3 turf toe. And I know what you guys are thinking. Turf toe doesn't sound that bad. It sounds like he burned his toe. No, a turf toe basically is essentially it's the ligament in your toe, your big toe, small toe, second toe. You basically hyperextend that ligament, so it's like you tore an ACL in your toe, right? So it kind of requires him to push off. It's almost like an Achilles injury on the other side of your foot, though. So he's placed on IR, requires surgery. Brock Purdy, you've seen it a couple times. Brock Purdy has it or had it. He looks like he's getting healthier by the second, but he's placed on IR. And a lot of people are talking about, is Joe Burrow the new Andrew Luck based on injuries and whatnot? Because his O-line is not protecting him, because he keeps getting these injuries. Keep in mind that Joe Burrow's first NFL season, he tore his ACL, MCL because of his O-line. Joe Burrow needs time in the pocket. He doesn't get that time. I'm going to show you the injury real quick just to show you how much time that Burrow has in the pocket. So pocket's already collapsed. He can't move up. He has to scoot back. He's kind of like doing this hopscotch in between his O-lineman's toes and feet and legs, and he tries to hyperextend through that opening between his linemen, kind of like a running back, and he can't split the seams. And that's kind of where he tears a ligament in his toe. And what's interesting was when this injury happened, Joe Burrow was on the floor for pretty much a long time. I don't think this is an old clip, but basically, same kind of thing. He was on the floor for a very long time. And apparently the Bengals organization do not have a cart. So they had to come pick Joe Burrow up. They had to carry him on their sides, wrap his arms around him. And basically, dude has to walk or hobble all the way down to the locker room. Like, bro, how do you not have a medical cart for the guy? It's like Aaron Rodgers tearing his ACL and making him walk all the way down to the locker room. And I know it's been done before. Obviously, you have like the famous Kobe Bryant where he shoots the free throw with the torn Achilles. But it's just so weird that these dudes, like, not only do you not protect him, not only do you have issues paying T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, you have all these contract holdouts, Trey Hendrickson. You have all these contract holdouts. You can't even buy a cart when you dudes get hurt. Like, what are we doing? And then this is the comparison, like I said earlier. Joe Burrow versus Andrew Luck. Joe Burrow QB contact. He got hit. He's been hit 634 times. Andrew Luck, I believe this is his whole career. 828 times. Joe Burrow's getting contacted on 20% of his plays. He's been sacked more often, which is funny because Andrew Luck wasn't a mobile guy. Joe Burrow is. So it's interesting to see that Joe Burrow has been sacked more, even though he's more mobile. Pressure percentage, 27%. And then, like I said, very similar careers. I believe this is the award for Comeback Player of the Year. Andrew Luck obviously won it. Joe Burrow's won it. Joe Burrow's talked about like how he hates winning it. He said, I think the last time he won it, he said, It's great to win awards. I don't want to win this one no more, though. It's like, I don't want this to happen to me anymore. I don't want to get hurt and then have to come back and then prove myself again. Because last year, as many of you may remember, Joe Burrow had an MVP type season. The only reason he didn't win was because Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, obviously they had more. They were on teams that win more, on teams that were Super Bowl contenders, and they were just really good players, right? So this is last week's game against the Browns, 2 weeks ago. This is week 1. And basically Myles Garrett pops Joe Burrow, and this is the worst one, but he basically sacked him 3 times in a row. 3 consecutive downs he sacked Joe Burrow. This is the worst one. And you could tell, man, that's just not a pretty hit. That's what is Myles Garrett? Like 6'5", 6'6", 290 odd pounds, 280, 270 something. I don't remember how much he is, but dude's an absolute monster. And he just crushes Joe Burrow. I mean, it says this was in September 7th. I believe his injury was September 14th. So ironic that this clip shows that Joe Burrow won't last a month taking hits like this. Next week he has turf toe. Like I said, another comparison, Joe Burrow has already been sacked 27 more times than Andrew Luck despite playing 15 fewer games. Obviously, Andrew Luck retired at 29 due to injuries. He just said that he was tired of getting hurt. His retirement was a little bit abrupt just because of it was during preseason where he was taking snaps, he was taking reps. Then all of a sudden you didn't see him anymore. And then he came out with his retirement announcement saying, hey, man, I don't want to do this no more. I keep getting hurt. I keep getting hit. The thing is done for me. And then the audacity of certain Bengals fans saying that Joe Burrow is injury prone. The only reason dude is injury prone is because the O-line just refused to protect him. And it's just constantly causing him problems. Let's see. The first one was his torn ACL, which was here. Oh, no. Torn rib cartilage. This was in LSU. Then he had a torn ACL, PCL, MCL, and meniscus with the Bengals. A dislocated finger, which is pretty common. I'm not going to count this one because this was college days where he wasn't playing too much. Dislocated finger happens all the time where they follow through, hit a helmet, dislocate a finger, get it caught somewhere. Very normal things. Torn wrist ligament. You could tell that one clip from last year where he was picking up the bottle and he couldn't really grip onto it. And a lot of people were having doubts. He had a calf strain with the Bengals as well in 2013, the same year. This year, I believe he had something else this year. I forget. But obviously, turf toe being the biggest one. And it sucks to see because Joe Burrow is a generational talent. He's just on a terrible org. They played today against the Vikings. They lost 48-3. And that just goes to show how good Joe Burrow is on a terrible team with a lot of weapons, to be fair, right? They have T. Higgins, Chase Brown, Jamar Chase, and Noah Fant. But it doesn't matter if your guy can't stay healthy. And they're not spending picks on dudes to protect him. I think the only first-round pick they have is Orlando Brown. They picked up Risner, I believe, from the Vikings from last year. Pretty good guard, but realistically, man, you need more help. I think the Bengals should just invest all their money into the O-line. I think last draft, they just drafted a bunch of defenders because their defense was so bad. And their defense is still not that great. So it's interesting. Let me know what you guys think down below in terms of Joe Burrow's health. And is he injury prone? Is he going to play much longer? But if you guys did enjoy the video, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.